There we go. Hey, everybody. This is Jason Powell with the Coach's Spot. I'm here with my co-host, Anthony DeBrule. Woo, big flex. Of course, you can't see that on the podcast, but whatever. Uh, hope everybody's doing okay. I hope this sounds better. We worked out the audio problems we had last show, but we posted the show anyway because I think it was a really important show, and it sounded like I thought it sounded like crap, but so I apologize. But I think I fixed it. I think it sounds 100% better. So anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm chilling. And before we say or do anything, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos and comment in there. Don't forget, because I've seen a lot of people that are watching, and especially I have kids that and coaches like, man, I listened to it and I watched it on YouTube, and I'm like, and you didn't like or comment? They're like, oh well, I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Even if you say something funny or make fun of us, or you just genuinely liked it, please just tell us.
Yeah.
And or if you have an idea of what we should talk about, or want to have an input or say, or what's an
Or
idea,
guest.
whatever, and you want to be a guest, tell us in the comment section, or whatever.
Stay close to your microphone. You keep backing up.
Sorry. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for
guys.
sure. With that said, I want to thank everybody once again. Our Good to Great show was still our highest rated on podcasts, but our last show, Fear Issues, which I think is the most important show we've done, if you put the podcast with the YouTube vids that have been watched, it's our most watched and listened to episode, and we're blowing up. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for everybody that gives the input. We had a meet this weekend. Thank you for all the coaches that came up to me and said stuff about the show. It's getting pretty crazy. Sunday, we have a huge show for you. We're going to have on one of an elite athlete or ex-elite athlete. I hate to say ex, but she's actually a coach now, and her mother who owns a gym. And then me, Will, and Anthony will all be here. We're going to have 5 people. It's going to be a round table, even though the table's square, but a rectangle. But it's going to be a big show. It's going to be a really good time. We might show it live. So keep looking for updates that we might do it live on Sunday. We'll still obviously put up the recordings and everything, but we might do it live. We're thinking about it.
It'll be
if
around,
we can figure it out.
around 1 or 2 o'clock that it'll be up.
And we have a huge announcement that some of you probably already figured out because we posted it already, but we have a huge announcement of something that has to deal with the show that we're really excited about. Me, Will, and Anthony are all excited about.
Super, super excited. I mean, I need most of you to understand that this is super exciting, and I know Jason wanted to go right out the back and just say it because we've kind of leaked it a little bit. But I know a lot of you don't have us on our social medias, so you have no idea what it is. But for us, this is probably, well, I can't speak for Jason because I know he was a comedian and everything back in the day, so he was cool. But I'm not as cool as Jason. So this is probably one of the biggest things or deals that I've ever been involved with. And it's awesome. And I'm not telling you until Sunday because I want you to anticipate this news and be prepared for whatever is coming. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Jason's gave out your social media stuff, right?
I have before. If you can't wait and you gotta know, I am Coach J Pow 71 on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Coach's Spot Facebook page that I just launched it today. It's the Coach's Spot at the Coach's Spot. No apostrophes or anything after the at, but that, and then Jason T. Powell on Facebook. You can find me. It's a private account, so I don't know why it's private still, but it's a private account. But the Coach's Spot at the Coach's Spot we posted it on there. We posted it everywhere. I let it out of the bag early. I didn't realize Anthony didn't want to let it out of the bag. So if you can't,
no, it's a good thing.
If you can't wait, you can find us on social media and look it up.
Yeah. And then mine too, if you guys want to hit me up on Facebook, it's Anthony Dubrule, Dubrule. It's private. You just got to hit me up and let me know.
Yeah.
I listen to the show. Obviously, I'll accept it. And then my Instagram is Arace1, ARASC_ONE. Anyway,
Oh, cool. So that's all that.
Awesome.
That's all. We were gonna kind of fly by the seat of our pants in this one. We have a few topics that people want us to talk about. We are gonna hit those up. One might be Sunday. Today we were just gonna kind of chill, talk about the Super Bowl, what went down at the Super Bowl, and other things that are going on right now. If you are a UFC fan, Saturday's fights were pretty unbelievable. I've never liked Alistair Overeem. I've never been a fan. I think he's always been a little gun shy to get hit. He got knocked out.
We still haven't even talked about the Conor McGregor.
Well, and Frankie Edgar got knocked out in 27 seconds this weekend. 27 seconds. I am a huge Frankie Edgar fan. So
that's almost as bad as how bad the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Bucks.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes got owned by that defensive line.
Oh man, but it's they didn't have those, what was it, their two front people matter. Come on, that makes a huge difference, dude. When you got people blocking for you and you're Patrick Mahomes, that helps out a lot.
It was karma and it was destiny.
Oh,
I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I'm a big Chief fan. I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, but I wanted to see Brady win. I wanted him to just lock down GOAT. It's GOAT.
No. See, no.
Come on. He's won more Super Bowls than any team.
Listen, I'm not going to get into this.
He's won more Super Bowls than any team. What is the standard? Why is Dan Marino not the greatest quarterback?
I'm not going to say anything anymore because he did win this. After he won this, I can't say anything. Because before I can argue why he's not the greatest and why he's not as good as everybody says is. And I still,
it's good enough for our president. It's good enough for a quarterback. If cheating is the American standard.
Well, see, this is the thing though. So I thought, and again, I can't hold this opinion anymore because Tom Brady literally left the organization and then went, "Hey, who wants to go to the Super Bowl? Let me call up my homies like LeBron James, and we're all just going to be Miami Heat, and we're going to do this thing."
Right.
Anyway,
like, okay, where are we going to go? Okay, let's go there. Yeah. We'll win a Super Bowl there.
But I was like, it has to, the Patriots organization, because they cheated, and that's how they got some of them, not all of them. They've been caught. Nothing happened. So I'm like, so the organization has to have something on Goodell and the organization, because you know what I mean. Blah blah blah, and don't get your panties in a bundle, okay, Patriot fans, relax. So I was like, well, let's see if he leaves the Patriots, then we'll see. I mean, if he's the GOAT, then we're gonna see it. And at the start of this season, I'm like,
yeah,
I guess I was right. And then I knew, dude, once they went into the playoffs and they passed Green Bay, I was like, that's it. Yeah, he's done. He's the GOAT. I can't say anything. I can't even talk smack. I just have to be happy for this guy. And you know what? I truly am. I truly am.
All he did was throw touchdown passes to everybody that was like, oh, that person's done. Oh, that person's done. Antonio Brown. Oh, he's done. Rob Gronkowski. Oh, he's done. Okay, that's all he did is throw passes to people that are done.
Well, not even that. Leonard Fournette. He had no job.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady said, "Yo, you down?" He's like, "Yeah."
I'm friends.
Same thing with.
I'm friends with Leonard Fournette's trainer. So are you, actually. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'll tell you after the show. We're friends with his trainer. We know him pretty well.
You know what? I hate when you tell me these things because I'm like, you can't tell me before, so I can feel special too.
Well, I haven't talked to his trainer and asked him. I'm going to ask him on the podcast because he trains a lot of high-level athletes. But I haven't talked to him about it, so I hate to mention people on the podcast unless I know they want us to talk about them.
Well, that's kind of like
people that are really begging for me to talk about him. Except for Dre. I saw Dre this weekend and she was all like, I heard you talked about me on the podcast. And she's like, I've listened to some episodes, but I usually don't have 4 hours. I'm like, they're not all 4 hours.
Yeah. No, we would limit it down to 45, but see, that bothers me. 45. But I guess we're even because of the
You wouldn't
one
let
that
me
you
say the
found
big
out this
news.
weekend. Yeah, and I was like, you're like, let's try it. And I was like, no, I don't even talk to him. You had to go introduce yourself.
You know what's really funny is this weekend, Anthony's like, hey, yeah, I know this guy, or I trained this girl, and her dad's a golfer. And I'm like, I look in the stands and I knew exactly who it was right away. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was so fanboying out.
Yeah, and I personally, I'm not a golf person. I don't golf. I don't know much about golf. I mean, the most I know is it's so cliche. I hate saying this because everybody rolls their eyes like you're an idiot, bro. But dang, Tiger Woods,
Yeah. Who? I've never heard of him. Is he any good?
Tiger. You know what? Apparently, because of the guy that I didn't know, you looked at me like, are you serious? And I'm
You
like,
know what's funny is I told Will that, but I don't know. Will he be cool if I say his name? If I say who it is? I don't think he'll
well,
get mad. I
I,
won't say
well, I
anything
don't think.
bad. He was a spectacular guy. I'm saying it. You won't get in trouble, will you?
Nah, I mean, I
It's
don't
not like
think
I'm
so.
saying something bad. It was Corey Pavin. It was Corey Pavin. And just so I always really, really admired Corey Pavin because he's not like Dustin Johnson big. Like he's not a big dude at all.
Uh,
And he's just a man. Will he get upset if I call him a scrapper? Because he was a scrapper, his short game. And man, that dude would pull shots out of everywhere. But what's really funny is I told Will that night, and I told him how you weren't sure. You didn't know who he was. And I told Will, and he's like, how is Anthony on a sports podcast and doesn't know who Corey Pavin is? Like Will, he was so excited that I met Corey Pavin. Like he was so excited. It's so fun. So Corey, totally out to you, man. You're a super nice guy, by the way. Thank you for putting up with me because I harassed him a little bit. I told him he looked like Corey Pavin with his mask on.
yeah,
And he took it really well, and he was super nice. And he even gave me a little nod and wave later on. So he was super nice,
that's
and
funny
it
because
was really awesome.
yeah, I'm
How does
sure.
daughter do well?
Yeah, she's a killer, dude. She's a
Yeah,
beast,
she
dude. I'm
looked
telling
like
you.
she looked like
But she's the one when she listens, I know because I know she's gonna listen to this podcast. And she's gonna be
Tell your
close her eyes.
dad.
It's like,
Tell your dad we
oh,
said hi. Tell him Jason Powell, who we met at the meet, said hi. Because when I mentioned you, he didn't know who you were. So he was just like you. He didn't know who the other guy was. I'm just playing. He knew who you were.
anyway.
But
Um,
that's what's cool about
yeah,
our sport is, well, it's
yeah.
funny because I was walking up to the coach's room to get something to eat, and there was this girl standing there, and she had to be in 6-inch heels, and they were expensive, and then her jacket matched her shoes, and I'm like, who the heck is that? Like, what are you
Mhm.
doing wearing that at gymnastics meet? It was Nastia Liukin.
That was her.
Yeah, that was her with the long blonde hair.
Dude,
Yeah,
I was coming out of the tunnel and I
yeah.
saw and I was like, what? I'm like, whatever. So I just kept walking.
Well, she was like 8 inches taller than she usually is because she had on
Well,
those
yeah,
heels were crazy.
I would have said hi.
Well, it's weird. It's weird because we're kind of desensitized to it. I see Nastia, I'm just like, it's Nastia
Well,
Liukin.
yeah.
Her dad's the same way. Her dad was one of the greatest gymnasts who ever walked the face of the earth. Evgeny's the greatest spotter I've ever seen in my life. And
Oh,
but one of the judges that was there, she was wearing some really nice shoes too, by the way. If you can't tell, I'm kind of a shoe crazy man. You can ask Anthony. I got some crazy shoes.
yeah. Every time I go over to his house and I wear a new pair of shoes, he snips them. He's like, "Hey, can you take that off? Because I don't allow shoes in my house." And I'm like,
Kind of grosses
all
me out,
right. You
actually.
let me the other day, and so I take them off, and next thing you know, I'm like, "Hey, can I use your bathroom?" When I come out, he had it to his face, like,
They're gone. Actually, they're gone if they're brand new. You're like, where'd my shoes go? I don't know. Some kid came up.
I don't know. You
Uh,
like those red ones though?
I only will wear Asics because they give me the heel support that I need. Unless it's golf shoes. Golf shoes I wear every kind of. I'm
Oh,
crazy. I bet I have. My wife makes so much fun of me. I bet I have 100 pairs of golf shoes,
I
and
wear because
I
it
bet I have.
supports my
I bet I have
heels.
50 pairs of Asics that are still wearable. Like I could still run in them and stuff.
You have issues.
And I only buy limited editions. So
It's like those guys that bodybuild and all they wear is wrestler shoes.
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
think it's funny.
this
I'm like,
is what
those are the
helps
worst
support.
shoes
It makes
to
me
wear.
feel good. Like, no, you're just trying to look like you're tough. Shut up.
I used to wear wrestling shoes at school, but I was a wrestler, so it was okay.
As he curls 80 pounds. Shut
Well,
up.
my
You're not
old
tough.
wrestling shoes, once we didn't wear them in matches anymore, we would wear them to school, but we thought we were cool. Nothing better than a pair of red Dan Gables from the
Man,
late
in middle
80s,
school,
bro.
it's all about shell toes, Adidas shell toes.
Yeah.
Holla to all my B-boys out there. And then the Nike Cortezes.
Yeah. I don't even know what those are. I
What?
only wear Asics, bro.
Did you not watch Forrest Gump?
No.
You wore the
Forrest what? Who?
Hi,
Who
I'm
was in that?
Forrest Gump.
Who is it? Who was in that?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
Like,
nope,
shut
never
up.
saw
You know
it.
what? I hate you. I hate
I
you.
hate Tom Hanks. Yes, I've seen Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. But
My name is Forrest Gump.
I don't make me do my Forrest Gump impersonation because besides the fact that it's really, really good, it's also really dirty.
Oh gosh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
This
we
is
can't
a,
do it on the coach's spot. This is the
no.
wrong podcast.
Sorry, people. We've got to keep it children friendly.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. But anyway, the Super Bowl and the fights.
Yeah.
Great weekend for sports. Just a great weekend for sports.
Hey,
Although the Super Bowl I thought was kind of boring. But
it was only like good in the aspect of you're going like, wow, Tom, like you're watching Tom Brady destroy the Chiefs, like,
yeah,
because it's Tom Brady doing it and the way he was doing it, you're like, I have to watch. Like, this could be his last time to do something this big. And I mean, he might do it again next year. I mean, who knows? But why I watched it and I kept watching it because, I mean, I don't care. My Vikings aren't in there, but I'm like, first of all, this is going to define Tom Brady. If he wins, he's the greatest athlete of all time. Michael Jordan. Sorry, buddy. Now you're number 2.
Not with athletic ability, but maybe for bringing a team together for sure.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, not obviously.
Michael Jordan was a spectacular athlete.
Yeah. Well, and you look
Tom Brady's the full package for sure. I mean, I'm not saying Michael Jordan wasn't the full package. Michael Jordan was the full package by far.
I heard that Tom Brady,
and when he jumped in to they were saying Matthew. I thought it was Matthew, but whatever. When he jumped in his face and he was like, "There you go. There's your touchdown. Scored it on you." Like, I'm like, dude, you're 43 years old. You're jumping in the face of 20-year-olds, not 20 years old, but in your 20s, and jumping in their face, being like in your face. Like, it was just so.
Yeah.
But I was never a Tom Brady fan, except for the fact of how many Super Bowls, he was winning and stuff. But I kind of became a fan when he did that when he did the golf thing with Phil Mickelson and Tiger and Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning was riding him like a old donkey. Like, he was insulting him and ripping on him and making fun of him. And he just took it and he was just like, okay. And just kept moving on. And then he eagles from the fairway. And I'm like, what a stud. He's just so game ready, man. He's just so
this is
game
weird
ready.
Because that whole spill that you just did, I have no idea what you just said.
I know, because you didn't watch it. Any of the golf fans out there watched it. So,
although I do love Peyton Manning, I like his character, like especially like his commercials and stuff.
He's funny, man. He's got great timing. Will was talking about him on the episode we did before the last one, and he was talking about how we were talking about what a great football mind he has, because he wasn't blessed with an overabundance of talent. But he knew look at you reading your phone. Dude, we're on a podcast.
Dude,
I'm going to tell your wife you're texting your girlfriend.
I'm getting info.
Info on what? On Tom Brady playing golf?
I was trying so I can have something to say.
You know what's great is...
But you busted me.
You know what's really cool is I can beat Tom Brady at golf. That's what's really cool. I can also beat Brian Urlacher. Brian Urlacher, anytime you want to throw down on the golf course, let me know. By throw down, I mean play a game of golf, because you will stop me physically. But anytime you want to play golf, let me know. My shoulder's almost healed. I can play again, and I will stomp you.
Yeah.
Stomp you.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, I've never been a Tom Brady fan. I'm still not a Tom Brady guy.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm saying this here on our podcast. I'm sorry, Tom Brady. I will never trash talk your name ever again. You have proven me wrong. I'm wrong. I'm
Well,
glad that you won your championship.
The one thing I don't think you could ever question was his competitiveness.
Well, I always thought, he's a good quarterback. That's the one thing that I've never said that he wasn't.
Right.
I just, in my eyes, I'm like, no, he's not the best. No, I don't think so. I think, and again, I said I wouldn't say anything bad about him anymore. But okay, I'm going to tell you my old views before he did this.
Right.
So I think Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is phenomenal.
Who's your top 5 quarterbacks of all time?
Ooh. I don't know if I have a tough one.
Dante Culpepper.
No. I already told you about Dante Culpepper and his little hands. He's like the guy from the Burger King commercial. I don't want to go eat burgers. Why? Because they got these small hands.
I'm trying to think. I can't even think of another Vikings quarterback.
No, dude, there's not one Viking quarterback other than Warren Moon that I would sit there and even splurt out of my mouth. No Kirk Cousins. I highly dislike you, Kirk Cousins. Anyway, I don't. Okay, so I'm not gonna go like this is number one.
Yeah,
but the 5 quarterbacks that I like, I would go Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, not Steve Young,
Joe Montana,
49. Yes, Joe Montana. As a brain friend on that, Joe Montana. Yeah. I know there's some other ones, man. I that's why it's so hard for me to do it. I wouldn't say one to who's better than the other, but my lifetime for what I've watched, those quarterbacks just alone there. And yeah, Tom Brady's in it because I mean you have to put him in there. I mean I would be a fool, but I think like you know what I mean. Brett Favre was awesome, but I mean he just threw more interceptions than he did completions. It's just he's got game winners. He can win you the game, and he can also lose it. But I mean, for this around right now, quarterbacks that I think is better than Tom Brady, I still think Patrick Mahomes this season was better. I think Drew Brees was better. I think Aaron Rodgers was obviously MVP better. Maybe I don't know. Those would be the ones that are around what I would say are around what you know, what's the name's that?
Yeah, I mean
But and again, when I say better, I'm not saying like
tough.
You know what I mean? They're around the same. I just think these guys, numbers wise and interception wise, just Tom Brady. Just I mean, I don't know. And again, this is a guy that just I don't look at numbers and I don't watch any of that stuff. I'm going off of what I see when I watch the games and stuff like that. So, I know you guys can come at me with your statistics and all this other stuff, and you can bend them and turn them and do whatever you want.
Well, here
it's like
put it this way: if you were a general manager and you could take any quarterback and put him in charge of your team in his prime, who would it be?
Ooh. In his prime.
In his prime. His best season, whatever his best season was, throwing the ball.
Joe Montana.
Yeah. I can't argue that.
Probably.
Joe Montana. I think Joe Montana just because he
was smart.
I don't know if anybody was better under pressure. Tom Brady's pretty good under pressure, but Tom Brady's been showed that when you put pressure on him and you have a good defensive line against him, he's beatable.
Wait, I forgot. Actually, I'm lying. I am sorry, Peyton Manning, but you're my guy. If I could have Peyton Manning in his prime on my team, it's Peyton Manning all day,
I
every
don't
day.
know because you got to throw.
Man, I loved
You're
watching him go
forgetting
up to
John
that
Elway,
line.
too. You're forgetting John Elway too, man.
Yeah, John Elway.
Supported by the best team you can possibly put together. So a great offensive line, great defense, everything else.
Yeah,
Team is on the line. Well, Peyton Manning,
Peyton
it's
Manning
hard to
is
argue that
phenomenal.
he read a defense so well.
He would walk up to that line and just change it. They,
Well, and it's having another coach. It's having a coach on the field.
yeah,
He's that
exactly.
smart. He's
That's why. And oh man, I mean, shoot, I know I'm a diehard Viking fan, but I am a diehard Peyton Manning fan. I love to watch him. Holy cow, him and Brett Favre, I like to watch, and I hated Brett Favre because I'm like, oh, and when he went to the Minnesota Vikings, oh, I was in love. And I could pull out 4 jerseys right now. Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, I like Brett Favre too, but I don't know if I want him. I don't know, because if you put a great every single one of those guys you mentioned, if you put a great offensive line in front of them and give them the best receivers ever, it doesn't matter who's throwing the ball. You know what I mean? And you give them a great running back. So you put Walter Payton behind them, or Adrian Peterson in his prime, or
Adrian Peterson's a beast, dude.
Heck, you could put Eddie Lacy back there.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders. Holy,
come on.
Could you imagine if Barry Sanders ever I apologize to all y'all that don't want to listen to football, but could you imagine if Barry Sanders had the offensive line that, say, Emmitt Smith had? He would have gone.
Oh, and I was just about to say, Emmett, you will never make my cut.
I like Emmitt Smith.
Sorry, Cowboy fans, but not sorry.
And I can't have any wide receiver core without Michael Irvin because of his competitiveness.
Yeah.
Because it's like, again, it's like having another coach on the field. If you have Peyton Manning at quarterback, you got a strategic coach on the field. And then you have Michael Irvin at wide receiver. Now you have a motivator on the field. So you got a strategic guy and a motivator on the field playing. And then don't even get me started on offensive lines, because I'm an offensive line geek.
So I got something. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
How about you guys write in the comment section? Let's do this. We'll do a little contest. Okay. I want you to put together an all-time only offense. So maybe we'll do defense later on in the future, but give it your all-time who you would want as quarterback, your wide receiving core, running back, blah, blah, blah. Got it? Yeah. So put that together.
You don't have to do offensive line. You do not have to do offensive line.
DM us in there where it's at. Me and Jason will look over it, and we'll choose our favorite one, and we'll do something. If we, we'll send you a gift card or something. We'll figure it out.
We still are looking for. That was a different podcast. I said we're still looking for a winner for our last show.
Yeah, our last show we were giving out $50 gift cards to whoever told the best joke or ripped one of us.
Hey, if there's any gymnasts listening, go ahead and have your dads do the list for you. If you're not a football fan, we'll still give you a gift card.
Yeah, we'll send that out. But yeah, let us know.
Either on
that
YouTube,
way you guys,
or we gave our Instagrams, so you can look us up on Instagram too.
Yeah, definitely. We'll pick a winner, and then we'll let you know who we pick, and then we'll send it out like that, because we really do want you guys involved in the conversation and stuff like that. Anyway,
speaking of that, I'm working to get an ex-NFL quarterback on the show, so he is
nice.
He's pretty awesome. He's a good guy, and he's a coach now. He coaches quarterback, so he's a good guy. And I'm trying to get him on the show. I'm trying to get our schedules together, because it's crazy. It's hard to get people on the show because it's
I know.
Schedule.
Hey, but this next one, guys, I will be in studio again with Jason.
Yeah, Sunday.
I'm looking really forward to it, because
Sunday.
It's always fun when we're in the studio.
I totally almost gave our news away right there. I totally almost said
No, you didn't.
I totally forgot, and I almost said, "Hey," and was gonna say something about someone coming on the show.
But that's how big it is. It really is that big. It really is that big. But you guys have to
give it away. Totally. But yeah, so next year after the Super Bowl, we'll do best defense.
Right.
But then we'll have to do
Actually,
defensive line.
next year, maybe we'll do a live stream during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you know what we should do?
And we'll do contests and all that other stuff as we grow. Because if you guys help us obviously grow bigger and bigger, that means we can start doing more things. Like we can get prizes and give money away and all those other things.
Next year, we'll ask Valeri and Anna if we can do a podcast from the Woga Classic.
Oh, yeah.
After the elite session or before the elite session and have elite athletes and everything. That might be cool. I don't know if they'd let us. Valeri doesn't really like me.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I'm cool with that.
We should just do it for the coaches room.
Yeah, that would be funny. Don't even tell them. We'll just set up microphones in the coaches room.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I had some pretty good conversations in the coaches room. That some of them would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
For a podcast. So sorry if we bored you with all the football. But
you guys had to know it was coming after the Super Bowl.
Well,
although I wish you would have came out
told me she's like, oh, I love listening to the podcast because you guys talk about all sports. I have a soccer coach lined up too that I'm going to have on the show. I know Will's like, no soccer. I'm like, dude,
you have to have soccer. Come on,
it's the number one sport in the world.
Come on, Will. Just like you say, we're sports people.
We have 15 countries that listen to the podcast. We have 15 countries.
15, huh?
15. Greece, South Africa, a bunch of Russia, and a bunch of it. So we got to do soccer because a bunch of Italy. Italy was on there. France was on there. What else was on there? Australia was on there. So we got to do a rugby show. But I mean, if you wanted to pick a sport, I know absolutely nothing about. Rugby would be it. It's a cool sport.
Which I'm surprised because let me tell you, if I bring up any type of sport or game, Jason's right away. Yeah, well, because this, and he starts giving history facts about it. I'm like, dude, how do you know all this?
I'm nothing compared to Will. Will is an encyclopedia of sports.
Nice.
Will is well, and you have to remember, it's funny because people are like, well, he only coached at the high school level. I go, he coached Plano at the high school level in Texas.
Yeah.
And he coached plenty of people that went on because he coached baseball and football, and baseball was his number one sport. And that dude knows his stuff.
Yeah. Well, so when we're all together, take it easy on me.
What?
I said, yeah, Will. So when we're all together, please take it easy on me.
Oh, he's also the nicest person on the face of the planet. So that's okay.
It's going to be a little weird.
He's the anti-Jason.
Yeah, I laugh because, the funny thing is because like I've never met Will. I don't think so, right?
No, you guys have never met.
So it's going to be like, you know what I mean? That man that's cheating. You got the two side chicks. We're going to be sitting across the two co-hosts like, hey,
what's up?
Bear Issues did better than surrounding yourself.
I know it'll be a fun show, but Will be out of his element because there'll be a lot of gymnastics in that show. So
yeah, he'll do fine.
Yeah, he just
any coach can jump into any sport and do okay.
Well, he talks about, he posted on one of the YouTubes. I think it was one of the YouTubes. He posted on one of them where he's like, I never knew I knew so much about gymnastics until I listened to you guys talk. We were roommates. He was roommates with me and Terry Walker.
Oh, wow.
When we coached at University of Gymnastics. He was roommates with us. So, and he came to practices. He would come to practices and get conditioning for his athletes, for his baseball players and for his football players. And dude, you've never seen anybody condition until you've seen Terry condition girls. You should see it. When he conditions athletes, whoo.
I don't want to see it. I'm telling you, I'm such a sucker. And I see those kids like just like this. And I'm like, cut it out. You guys are being horrible to these girls. And then everybody's looking at me like, go to the office, Anthony. Go in the office until we're done.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to see me condition girls then.
I'm laughing.
I keep saying girls. I mean athletes. You wouldn't want to see me. Because I can tell you right now, male athletes don't do nearly as well as my female athletes. Female athletes have such a high pain threshold. Like they'll keep going no matter what. Boys
Yeah, but
start crying.
you know why though, right?
whining. What?
I mean, it's obvious why, and everybody knows why. Are you drawing a blank?
No, I'm not drawing a blank. I'm not going to say it.
It's because I'm gonna say it. It's because they have girl power. Duh.
Okay. Now what I was thinking. So I'll tell you what.
It was funny because I told one of my gymnasts that today. I was like this. She's like, I'm just a little tired. I only got like 7 hours of sleep. And I was like, man, so what time did you go to sleep? She's like, around like 10 o'clock. I got up at like 5:30. And I'm like, dude, that's some good sleep. I'm like, you know what it is? It's just you're not using it. She's like, using it. I said, yeah. You just need to use it and you'll be fine. Notice how all these other gymnasts, they look fine right now? She's like, yeah. And I was like, because they're using it. She's like, using what? Like, what are you talking about? You're talking crazy. I'm like, girl power, bro. Use it.
Girl power,
And
bro.
she goes,
He just said girl power, bro.
she's just nods her head and just runs down the ball runway. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
Oh.
my athletes are all going to Orlando this weekend. I'm not going.
What? Wow. I don't have anything this weekend other than the podcast.
Yeah.
And
Valentine's
but
Day.
yeah. Oh yeah, dude, I had no idea it was on Sunday. It said to my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go do this on Sunday.
You
She's
know
like,
what's funny is
it's Valentine's Day. You don't want to spend it with me. And I'm like, of course I do.
Every other person that's going to be on the podcast that day didn't even care. I was like, it's Valentine's Day. They're like, so what? And two of them are female.
Yeah,
and they're all married. Everybody's married.
So I told her, I was like, I talked to Jason and them, and they're kind of. So I was like, listen.
She can come with.
Look at me in my eyes. It's because she's on call, so she can't go travel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she was like, I was like, look, this is gonna happen.
You'll be home
because I said so. And she went, what? And I went, nothing, baby. I love you, but can I please, please go? And she's like, fine, that's fine, because I might be working anyway, so I don't want to hold you back from your honey boo, Jason. Oh, funny story.
Again, I just almost said it again. I just almost said something else.
Cut it. Because I want to tell a funny
How
story.
did your daughter do this weekend? Did she compete?
Yeah.
She did?
She didn't compete bars. But she competed. She did good on vault. So kudos to that vault coach. Oh, and by the way, that vault coach had 3 9.9s this meet. Yeah, he beasted it.
Yeah. I had 3
to his head.
I had 3 girls.
He deserves it.
Vault. So
well, I mean, he just got there, so that obviously wasn't you.
No, they didn't get 9. No, it wasn't me. I haven't been with this team long enough for it to be me. 3 of my athletes who I happen to, and I don't even think I coach all 3 on vault. I think I only coach 2 of them. But anyway, some of the athletes that I happen to coach now won vault. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's good.
Nothing. I've only been with this team since, when did I get here? I got there right after Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
I think it was right before Christmas.
All right, so I got this funny story. I told this funny story last time with this kid. So there's another one.
Kid? Or is this
same kid? No, okay. Same kid. So the one that did the Fit Pan and did the dessert. So here's the next. This is the next week, or last week or something. I don't know. Anyway, so she's doing Yurchenko tucks, but she's not. But she's okay. She's supposed to. Sorry, she's supposed to be doing Yurchenko tucks into the pit, right? But she's doing pikes because she just doesn't know how to tuck, I guess. Anyway, and this kid has a booming Yurchenko. The kid that I showed you on the video. Yeah. So anyways, so she goes, and she's kind of landing short with 1 8-inch into the pit, whatever. And then a couple of the girls come down. They're like, "Hey, so and so, she wants to flip on
I hate that
competition." And I go, "Well, then so and so can come and tell me." because I don't need to hear it from you.
I
Remember,
hate that. I can't stand that when they talk.
oh,
Gymnast.
one of these shows we're gonna do one about communication, people. Anyway,
Communicate. We're
so
gonna do communication. We're gonna do injuries, and what's the other one?
mhm, I
Communication.
don't remember.
Not the same show. We're gonna do 45 minutes on
Yeah, yeah,
communication,
yes, yes,
45 minutes on injuries.
yeah. So anyway, so I'm like, communicate. So I look up at the time and it's time to rotate, and I just hear, "Ka-choosh," and I look back and she falls short, and then it's her. So I go, so and so. How
So-and-so.
do you want to go to competition if you're landing on your face right there? And she does this, looks so fast and goes, it's because you don't believe in me. That's what it is. And she grabs these blocks and she's chunking them at me hard and fast. And I'm laughing. She's mad again. With that, I'm gonna kill you, fat boy. Stare. And I'm laughing. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, your last coach had you doing Sukes because he didn't think you could do this. I'm the one that said that you can do the Yurchenko, and I taught it to you. And she's like, no, you don't believe I can do this. And I'm like, because you fell on your face. Anyway, so she's finished throwing her fit and throwing blocks at me. Luckily, there were blocks because the way she was throwing them, man, if there was anything else, I would have been
There
dead.
are rocks. You'd be in trouble.
Yeah. So anyway, so 2 days later, and she likes to not start on vault. So that day we started on vault. This next day we ended on vault. So anyway, this kid ends the day doing 4 Yurchenko pikes, standing up like nothing. And before those, she kind of over rotated to her back and was like, ha, see, I told you I would land it. I'm like, you didn't land it. You landed on your back, dork. And she's like, well, hold on. And I'm like, no, you didn't land it. And she's like, yes, I did. I'm like, dude, that's like me going and driving a car, wrecking it, and be like, hey, I made it home, didn't I? No. So anyway, so then she lands the 4, right? And then I'm like, all right, guys, we're done. And then she goes on the vault table. She's standing there like this. And she's like, and this head's bobbling like this. She's like, you want to know something? I'm like, what? She's like, do you remember the other day when you said that I would die? I didn't die. I said, no. I said the other day, I didn't say in 3 days that you're gonna die. I said that day when you're landing on your face that you would die. And she's like, yeah, well, I did it. And I go, okay, good. She's like, I proved you wrong. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I said, how about you just keep proving me wrong then? And she's like, I can only do it once a day. Today, that was it. And she walks off. And I'm just like, am I supposed to be offended by that?
I always tell my athletes, I wonder what it would be like to coach normal kids. Like I always tell them that. I'm always, no matter where I go, no matter who I coach, I'm like, what would it be like to have normal kids? Like, is there a coach somewhere? He just coaches every day, and or she coaches every day. He or she, unless we're in Congress, then I can't say he or she. Do they ever just show up and they're like, oh, another boring day of coaching where my kids don't say anything. They do exactly what I say. They don't complain. They don't say jokes. They don't do any of that. They just come in, do their work, and go home. Because that must be the most boring job on the face of the planet.
I know the place where that's like that. I know.
Where they're afraid to talk.
I'm not gonna say it.
No, please don't. No. I think where you're thinking, I got the cold shoulder from this weekend. I could be wrong though.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
which isn't true, by the way. I happen to know that gym also has lots of personalities in it, and they're great.
How are we on time?
How are we on time? 45 seconds.
Ooh, nice. In 45 seconds?
Yep.
Hey, most of you, I know we have a lot of you guys that just listen on the podcast, but please jump over to the YouTube channel and check us out. You'll be surprised on how handsome I am and good looking.
Or
not. I've never had anybody tell me I wasn't good looking, bro.
Okay, here. You're not good looking.
Well, yeah, of course you're gonna say that. You're jealous of me. Duh.
It's just because I look like buff Santa Claus doesn't mean you get it.
Yeah, well, I look like
Buff, tatted up Santa Claus. That's what.
I look like juicy Kool-Aid man with tattoos.
Well, one of my girls today, it's an ongoing joke at my gym that they call me Buff Santa. And one of my younger girls, she's 7 or 8, goes, if you keep eating all that cake, you're just going to be Santa Claus. You're not going to be Buff Santa anymore.
That's funny.
I'm like, touche, young one. Touche, young Jedi. So anyway, we're gonna end it there, guys. We know this one wasn't a real focused episode on one thing. We were just playing today. We kind of wanted to take a break because the last 2 episodes have been kind of fear issues was kind of intense. I know it doesn't seem like it, like we're having a good time, but so we just wanted to have a good time this time. So if you were looking for info and all that good stuff, sorry about that. But next show is going to be really fun because we're going to have the whole roundtable of people. And then shows after that, I think we're going to do, what did I say? Injuries and communication.
Communication.
So the show after that will be communication. The show after that will be talking about injuries, injury prevention, injury of all. You know what? I should get a guest for that. I should ask my orthopedic if he'd come on because he has his own podcast too. So it'd be kind of cool if he came on the show. And you know what? I work with a girl who I want to have on the show too, that is looking to get her pro card. She's a fitness competitor, but her orthopedist is actually writing a paper right now on gymnastics injuries. So he'd be cool to have on. So maybe I'll try to get him on.
And then 2, look out for after we film on Sunday. Hopefully we can do it live so you can see it on Sunday. If not, then you'd probably have to wait until Jason uploads it on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah,
usually Sunday Tuesdays. I'm going to put up right away. I'm going to put it up.
Okay. But that's when we're going to do our big announcement, let everybody know what we're doing and what we're getting our little hands into. And it's super exciting. Like I said, I've never been a part of something so big.
Will was very excited.
So
very excited too.
So guys, look out for that episode. And then of course, you guys have any more ideas, please let us know. I'm kind of going off of what I kind of hear with, on my side and with parents and blah, 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 and what I see and what I hear in the coaches and stuff like that, going like, this is good, the subject. So let us know, like, comment, subscribe, share, and please comment. The more comments you do, the more it helps us grow. So we can, like I said, we can do things by, sending out gift cards and doing contests and things like that and making it a little bit more fun. So you're not just listening to us being boring. So we can actually involve you guys in our conversations and reward you for it. You know what I mean?
If you watch on YouTube, you can go ahead and comment on whether or not you think Anthony is good looking or not good looking. Go right ahead. Do not say anything about me because nothing can hurt my ego because I know I'm unbelievably good looking. So, and my silky smooth voice. Will just told me this week, he's like, you could easily get a job as an phone operator because I left a voicemail where I was like, hello, Will Smith, this is Jason Powell, and I just wanted to let you know.
And feel free, if you have some jokes, to say it. Don't be scared because I know I'm look intimidating and
no, we want as much input as we can get, constructive criticism. Also, please feel free to comment on anything. We're pretty open. So let us know if there's other subjects other than communication and injuries you want to talk about, and guests that you might want on the show. All that's good stuff. So we're gonna start individualizing on sports too. We're gonna start doing shows specifically towards each sport. We're gonna have guests on that coincide with that sport. So that'll be kind of cool too. So we'll probably, I want to get to 2 to 4 episodes a week. So we might do 1 day a week that's dedicated to one specific sport. So 1 week it'll be soccer, 1 week it'll be baseball, 1 week it'll be football, 1 week it'll be whatever. So if you like that idea, let me know that too. So anyway, cool. Thanks guys. Thanks guys for listening. Thanks guys for supporting us. Thank you for watching the YouTube channel. Thank you in so many ways because Our ratings are going up every single week. Our listeners are going up every single week. So we're thankful for that. And we will talk to you on Sunday, actually. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Later.